So let us start with the first topic in Module 3 in NodeMCU. So in this module, in this topic actually, we're gonna take a consideration of the previous program. In that previous program, what we were doing, we were sending data to the web server and server was printing the data in a website or a web page. In this, we're gonna do the reverse. We're gonna take input from the server and whatever input we are getting, we're gonna analyze that input and we're gonna use it in our reference. So the first thing that we're gonna do is the LG control via local network, or else we can say LG control via server. So in this, we're gonna take a Node MCU board and nothing else, because the Node MCU board itself has the ability to blink the LED or switch on the LED. You could see beside the D0 pin there is a small LED you could see over there. So that LED is directly connected to D0 pin, but it's reversed in the sense that the D0 pin, when put into the ground, that is on the zero state, the D0 pin is reversed in the sense that when we put ground into the D0 pin, then the LED will glow. That means at 0 volt the LED glows, whereas when we put 5 volt into the D0 pin, the LED doesn't glow. So it is just reverse. So over here we'll start with our concept. The step 1 is always, as we do, is code it. So here is the code. As you could see, the code is similar to the previous code. Actually, it is exactly the same as per the previous code, but we need to make a small changes in it. So what are the changes? We're gonna include a variable LED into it, a variable client response into it. Okay, so the D0, why we have used D0? Because D0 is directly connected to the built-in LED in a Node MCU board. So now we're gonna put the pin mode of LED, that is output. We're gonna initialize the data of the LED, that is low initially. And then we're gonna put serial.begin as it is. We're gonna disconnect all the previous networks. We're gonna connect with the network that we have. This is the username, this is the password. We are checking the status in this, that if the data is already WL connected or not. If it is sending WL connected, that means the status is connected, and we'll print over here connected, and we'll print the local IP. We'll begin the server in the end, and then we'll move forward. So when we move forward, what we need to do, we need to make a client, and I believe I have already made you understand what is a client is. So we will make a client. We'll check if client is saying something. If yes, then what is saying will grasp everything. So we are grasping now. So where we'll grasp? Here, client response. Whatever client says, we're gonna store in this variable client response. So we are gonna make client response initiate with nothing. It has nothing. And now we're gonna store it in client read string until /r. This means read string until it ends. This /r defines that until it ends. So after reading everything, we are storing it in client response right over here. So after this, we'll print the client response to see what the response is. Now, before going to this step, this all, let me don't cover this first. Let me tell you what we have done in the HTML part. We have done as it is what we have done previously, that we have initialized the protocols, we have initialized the text, and then this initiates the HTML, and after this we have initiated the HTML tag, and over here we were printing something in the client, and now we'll get something from the client. How? We will just initiate a button. This is the tag to make button, and whatever write we over here, we write in between the opening and closing of the buttons, we write over here, it will just show above the button. and we have introduced an anchor tag over here. We have introduced an anchor tag over here which will send the data when this button is pressed. So what data we are sending? We are sending on 5. Let me make it very clear that these all things will be done in the client. That means in the website. These all things will be shown in the website. So when we need to make a button for on and another similarly button for off, and the data sent will be different from the data sent on. So we have created this. After that, whatever we are just putting over here, we will just move up, and right over here we will check it what data is sent by the client, because whatever data we are sending over here, this data is received in the client response over here. And now we'll check if client response dot index of means client response is not only a single line whatever we are sending. It has a set of lines. I will show you what are the set of lines, out of which what line we're gonna check. We're gonna check this line. Why this also I will show you when we will be going to the serial monitor part after we upload the program. So now you understand that the client, when getting the data over here, it has a data name get space slash on 5. If this is done, then what we're gonna do, we're gonna make the client response as null, nothing we're gonna have over here, sorry. And then after this we're gonna write that LED should be high. Okay, high means LED should glow, but in this case we are using D0. So if we make a low over here, that means LED will glow, and if we make high, that means LED will not glow. And we'll print the client response again. After this we are just client response index of off 5, that means LED is off. So for LED off we're gonna write high, and this is done. So now we'll plug in our Node MCU board, and we'll first of all go to the tools. We'll select the board option, and we'll select our board over here, right here. And then we'll go to the upload speed. We'll select the upload speed, and then nothing else. We'll go to the tools. We'll select the port, and if it's selected, we'll put upload. Once we put upload, it will show you compiling sketch. So let us wait until this is done, and now it's uploading, and I believe it's, let us wait for a few seconds more. And it's done. And it's done. So after uploading, we'll put the serial monitor on, and hopefully you will find that it's connected and you will get the IP address. I repeat the previous steps once again, that before uploading this, you need to switch on your phone hotspot. If you doesn't switch on your phone hotspot, then this will not get connected and it won't show the IP address. Once you get this IP address, you just copy it, and we go to the website and we just press it and press enter. You will find this on off 2 buttons created over here. Once you press on, the data is sent over here. See, you could see on 5, and once you press off, the data is off 5. So let me show you in serial monitor. See, when we are pressing on in serial monitor, you will find when we are pressing on, here is it, where it is, here you will find the data, this many data are coming, but out of which what we are getting this data. So we are checking this. Similarly, when we are pressing off, we are getting this data, and we are checking this. So let us now see that is this working on our device or not. So here is our device, and now we have a device over here. Now we have a device over here, and you can see when we are pressing on, it's being on, and when we are pressing off, it's being off. So here we come to an end of today's session. So in this we have learned how to control our device on the server and how to fetch data from the server and use it in our device. So we have controlled LED over here. So now we will move forward with home automation in the next video. So hopefully meet in the next video. Thank you.